Hello everyone, I'm Dr. S. Manasa, Assistant Professor, Primary Institute of Aeronautical Engineering and Department of Chemistry. So I'm going to talk about gender-based issues, specifically with respect to the female issues. So what are all happening? So coming to the contents of these gender-related issues, the patriarchy, and we will discuss about the matriarchy and patriarchy and issues related to the Indian women, selective abortion and the female infanticide, and sexual harassment, dowry and bride burning, and disparity in education and domestic violence, etc. So coming to the term called patriarchy. Patriarchy is the social system in which males hold the primary power. So where the high authority of the family or the society or the culture has a male dominant. They are holding a higher primary role in the family. They have the complete power of their family in them, and they predominate in the roles of political leadership, moral authority, social privilege, and control of the property. So this is the patriarchy, so in which males hold the primary power and are predominant in the roles of either in political leadership, so and they are moral authority, and they have the control of the property. So that is the male dominant holding is called the patriarchy. In the domain of the family, fathers hold authority over the women and the children. So they will be all responsible, means they are the higher standing person in the family, having taking having the responsibility of the women and the expenses and children and their education. So everything financial and the complete authority of the family has been taken by the men in the family. So he has been considered as the first person of the family. The patriarchal system is a social system in which father is the head of the household. So he is the head of the family. He has been treated Father has been treated as a head of the family. However, it is not confined to only household, but can be anything financially or in respect to the society, and dealing with all the things and being responsible and looking after the all the things. So he is the one who will take care of the things, and will be the like a manager who sets up all for each and every candidate. It can be extended to the entire society where males are dominant in all social, political, economical, legal, and cultural roles. So this is about the patriarchy, where the male dominant society or the family has been there, who will take care of all the actions, that is with respect to the household things and social, political, economical, legal, as well as the cultural activities. So if a woman complains of sexual harassment at workplace, and all the men in her office deny that she could ever happen, if this could ever happen, the reason of the man can be described as a typically patriarchal, because all men being dominate, so which they won't listen to the problem that has been arrived to the woman, but instead they will cover up and saying that it will never happen. Maybe that's your assumption. So this kind of the being patriarchy has been the cause to the woman. This is where it is affected to the gender discrimination. So for an instant, In most patriarchal societies, women were very much confined to the domestic sphere, where they were completely cut off from the realities of the society. So, are related or is confined to the specific work such as child care and the cooking. So, are of not aware of any things that are happening in the society, and what is like who is all going to deal and what is happening also, they are not at all aware of. Only the men will be taking care of the all the things. So this is how again it is affecting the woman. So she is knowingly or unknowingly set to the confined place in the society. So let us take some examples to clarify the way in which patriarchy is evident in our daily life. Like when a man raises his voice on the course of an argument and insists on his point of view without letting other, especially women, to get utter single word. So if actions are likely to be described as aggressively patriarchal. So because when the argument is happening and he is of his own opinion and he is not allowing the woman to not at all talk, but he only is dominantly speaking and has some aggressive talking way. So that is called aggressively patriarchal. So where the other person have no role, but he only is a dominant thing. So coming to the next version, which is called the matriarchy. So matriarchy is that which is the opposite to the patriarchy. That means where the male female dominated society is there. So matriarchy is a social system in which females hold a primary power and predominant in the roles of political leadership, moral authority, and social privilege, and also have the control of the property at the specific exclusions of men, at least to the large scale of the degree. That means where females are being dominant and they are part of the many political actions, and they are part of the moral authority and who will take care of all things that will happen in the family or the society, and they have the control of property at the large scale, excluding and specific things where the man is taking care. So this is the matriarchal system. So a matriarchal system is a social system in which mother is the head of the family. So mother takes place of everything: financial, economical, the health, nutrition, wealth, and studies about the children and the hard work, husband's work, everything. So that is a matriarchal system where she has been treated as the head of the family. So, in a matriarchal society, the governance of the society is also in the hands of the woman. So, she will be the primary role to deal about everything in the society as well as with the family. So, this is a matriarchal system. So, when examining the human history, there is a very little evidence of matriarchal societies because most confused and egalitarian society are matrilineal society to be the matriarchal society. So that the families are the society where the female is the head. So there are very less matriarchal societies that are existing, and most of them are the patriarchal society of the families. So let us see the how with respect to the each particular property or the characters, how patriarchy and matriarchy will be given the. So for example, with respect to the household things, So in a patriarchy system, father is the head of the household and he will be taking care of everything. And in case of the matriarchy system, mother will be the head of the family. That is, she will be taking care of all the household things. So this is the matriarchally wise how the household things are taken. And with respect to power, so the power or the the one who will take care of all the responsibilities in the family. So here, with respect to the patriarchy system, the father has more power and control over the others. So he has been treated as the primary person of the family. But if it is a matriarchy system, then mother has more power than the father and has control over the other things. So based on the powers, if the matriarchy system is existing, means mother will be having holding the primary um, power. Means she is being considered as the first one or the prime important one who is taking care of the things that is happening with respect to the family. So with respect to the property, the ownership of the property, if it is going to the males, then it is a patriarchy system. And in a matriarchy system, the ownership of the property will goes to the female. So she will be the head of the family, whose on whose name the property is also being there. So coming to the next characteristic, that is a governance. So that means who is dealing, means under whose the said the people are following. So it is like some head who is the one to give the some suggestion, and the rest of the family members are or the society members are following. So the governing body will be the male. If the system is patriarchy system, the society is governed by the males. So then it is called a patriarchy system. And if the society is governed by the females, so then it is called the matriarchy system. So this is the with respect to the characteristics, what is patriarchy and matriarchy system. So now we have got an idea where the patriarchy is the having male dominated society or the family, and matriarchy is the female dominated society or the family. So with respect to all these, we will see what are the issues that are happening because of this kind of differentiation in the gender. So gender related issues, what are happening, we will see. So, what is the first one? There are some issues to the women. So, the issues related to the Indian women because of this the discrimination or the differences in the gender. So there are various issues and problems which women generally face in the society of an India. So some of the problems are as mentioned below. So the selective abortion and the female infanticide. So this is the more prime and the happening case with respect to the Indian society, where the woman girl child has been killed in the womb itself, or if she has been born, then she was killed. She is being killed. So that is a very pathetic situation that is happening in our India. So why this selective abortion of the female infanticide is happening? It is the most common. It has become, in fact, the most common practice for the years in India, in which abortion of the female fetus is performed in the womb of the mother after the fetal sex determination. So, being the development in terms of the technology, what is happening, the sex of the womb means that the fetal has been known whether it is a male, girl, or a boy. And then, so what is happening is the development in terms of the technology is making the fetal infanticide to gain infant means fetal abortion is happening, that is we are killing the in the fetus with respect to the their sex because of the development in the society technology. So before and all, at least they didn't have the this knowing of the boy or girl, then they used to have the birth at least. But nowadays, as we are moving to the developed states where the technology has been developing very much, so very pathetic that mm, the girl child or the fetus is being aborted. So the selective abortion is being carried by the medical treatment on the baby has been killed. So let us all put hands to save the girls. So it is very bad that we are killing the small baby inside itself. And coming to the professional issues that has been faced by the Indian women, so what are all the professional the issues that she is facing? So one of that is the sexual harassment. We all know that the every Indian woman has some or the other problem in the Indian society with respect to the harassment. So she is facing at every point of her growth, either from the school or the society or the workplace, college, and wherever she goes. In fact, so it is a form of sexual exploitation of the girl child at home, streets, public places, so transports, offices, etc. by the family members, neighbors, friends, or the relatives. So what not? Everywhere she goes out, or she has problem in staying at home also. So this harassment has been happening to the women in the Indian society, but still it is persisting. Every day we see or hear the news that the woman has been harassed at some of the other places. And coming to the next factor, that is dowry or and bright burning. So it is another big problem that is happening in our the traditional Indian system, that it is generally it is faced by the women of low or the middle class family during or their or after the marriage. So once the middle class or the low class family, they get married to the other person, and the traditional Indian systems have that they don't even know each other. Means the girl is not allowed to know about the what the family or the what is background of the boy who she's going to marry, and then they get married to, and then after the marriage, then this problem of dowry will happen, and then they to as to get money from the girl's family, then the bride family will be sending money, and groom's family will be harassing so as to receive some more money. So it is like you are selling your girl to get harassed there, and you have to maintain that again you are sending money. So this is what happening, to be frank, in our Indian society. The parents of the boy demand a lot of money from the bride's family to be rich in one time, and the groom's family perform bride burning in case of lack of fulfillment of demand. So this is what happening. Either the girl will get suicide, or she will get burned, or the family, entire family, in order to unable to tolerate the pressure from the groom's family, then they will be having the massive attack or the suicide or the deaths. So there are so many number of dowry cases that has been happening. So if you can see the statistic in 2005, around 6,870 dowry death cases were registered in India. So which is according to the Indian National Crime Bureau reports. So this is happening due to the dowry. And next one is a disparity in education. The level of women education is less than the men still in the modern age. So though we are moving to the developed towards the developed country, but still the disparity is continuing. So many people who is allowing their the boy child to the higher education are at the same time of stopping the girls education either to the primary level, or they will not allow the further means initial education itself. So if you have a boy and girl, then you try to allow your boy to the school first and then stop the girl to get educated. So you are again restricting her to go to school or they get educated. So if she has been educated, for example, but at certain age between the 18 to 20 age, 20 to 25, 18 to 25 age factor, many of the girls will stop their education at that level itself, and then the parents are concentrated about the girl's marriage instead of educating her to go to the better stage. So the male needs higher education. So the number of people who are going for the higher educations are uh, more with respect to the male gender, but the female who are going to the higher education is becoming very less. And female illiteracy is higher in the rural cases because in the rural areas, many of the female girls are allowed to do the agricultural work or the household things. So they are first educated to learn to the household things and then agricultural and farm things instead of getting educated. So wherever 63% or more women remain unlettered, so that is the illiteracy factor is becoming very high. And the next factor that with respect to the women's related issue is domestic violence. So it is like endemic and widespread disease that affects almost 70% of the Indian women, according to the Women and Child Development official. So the harassment, the domestic violence against uh, uh, the females is it is like non-ending. So this is going to be continued, and it is performed by the husband or the relatives or the family members on the girl. So either due to because of the education or because of the money or because of not bringing the dowry. So all these factors leading to the domestic violence. So this means that at every stages of life, the being female, the tag having the gender name as a female, she has everywhere the problem that is either in education or in the to get married or after the marriage, the domestic violence, and then at the workplace, again you have the harassment, and then if you are at household, the male dominant, and then dependent you are. So this is what happening for the female candidate. That is is because of this domination of other gender or having inequality of the gender, the problems are arising. So there are other factors that are also affecting, that is no property rights. Means that girls have no property rights like boys forever. So for example, if a land has been bought, so the unconscious mind always goes that the male candidate or the male gender of the family should get registered, and most of the male persons will have the property assets on their name, but not the female assets. So there are families which have the female property also, and so they give the importance to the female, but the predominant society is always the male dominant, and with respect to the property rights, always male has been the prime factor. I mean, so they are given the prime importance in having the property rights. So the another factor is child marriages. The early marriage of the girls by their parents in order to be um, escaped from the dowry. So it is highly practiced in the rural India. So though the child marriages have been decreased nowadays when compared to the some last 2 3 decades, but they are still existing, and they are mostly seen in the rural areas. So with 13 14 years they get married, and which again are leading to this the loss of the pregnancies or health problems. So when at a very tender age the female gets married. And the another factor is inadequate nutrition. So inadequate nutrition is the childhood effects in women in their later life, especially women belonging to the lower middle class or the poor families, because they don't have any proper concern about the health and the nutrition. So always will be lacking the nutrition from their childhood onwards, and which is going to be persistent till the their growth through the higher means till she becomes adult or the mother, or it is still being continued. So and no proper awareness that someone should take care of the girl's health, and it is in some places it is given such an important that the boys are given the good food, thinking that they will be doing some kind of hard work or they need some more muscles, but the women are not bothered. So there is variation in food also for men and women. So this is also again leading for the lack of the nutrition in case of the girls, the child, or the female candidates. And domestic violence and the status in the family. So it is abuse or the violence against the woman is happening every day in some other one or the other families. So we hear very lot of cases that the violence against the woman is happening every day. So these are the problems that has been faced by the women in the throughout the life cycle. So everywhere there is a here and there the problem is happening, and no military surface. That means the women are considered to be inferior to the men, and they are not allowed to join the military services, because for military we should have the, it is an assumption, I mean, so the myth kind of thing where they need good food and good body build-up, and where they need high strength to perform the services, military services. So they are not allowed in the most of the cadres. Only the men are given the prime importance. And coming to the next factor, that is status of widows. So widows are considered as a worthless in the Indian society, because once your her husband is expired means she is of no use, so she is not allowed to go anywhere. And in olden days, at least she was considered to be occupied, means confined to the only specific room or the specific part, and they are forced to wear the only particular white color cloths, and all they should have mandana, so without allowing their hair to grow. And then all this were there in the olden days, but still, though the situation has been little changed, but the importance that has given for the widows is still is not good. So she is not allowed to go to any function, and she is not allowed to touch something. So this is what happening at every stage. So these are the references. Thank you.
Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.